about this DMT that is found in these Native American medicines or certain drugs, and I know the one you're talking about. They're really intense. I've seen people getting crazy on it. Are you saying in 2012 people will be at that place where they can't even function, or is there somewhat of a readiness to that?
So that's a great question. We talk about, is this going to be just paradise? It's going to be like a really happy, experience. Everybody's going to be like drinking some nice, stuff, and it's going to be all happy, fun, and games. The answer is no, because if you know anything about these chemistries, they're literally the chemistry released by the brain at birth and death. And if you know anything about the studies, people who have gone through these experiences, they come face to face with the psychological content of all their unlived dreams, all of the lessons unlearned, all of the places where they have yet to embrace forgiveness, all of the places where relationship had hang-ups. This is the place where we come face to face with I-ness that we held in relationship with someone else that we called another. You see, so when this time comes up, those that have done their work, those that have forgiven, those that have taken care of their temple and put into practice the principles of life, they're going to have a much easier time, because when this stuff comes through, it's like a fire hydrant. It's going to stir up. If you got a bucket and it's got mud in the bottom, you put the water in, it turns muddy colored, but over time it purifies the water, and pretty soon it's clear. People who haven't done a lot of their emotional, psychological, spiritual work in the world, forgiveness, relationships, these people are going to come face to face. It's like taking a sip out with a fire hydrant hose, and they may not be comfortable, let's put it that way. Some people's bodies may not even be capable of withstanding the energy. You could have two people sitting on a park bench. One person, the same energy, could be experiencing absolute bliss, like fingers plugged into the sockets of the universal bliss current. But for some people, that might be like plugging their toaster right into the mainframe line, and it's too much energy, could burn out the wires. They haven't done their work. And see, what we want to do is start now, purifying the body vessel, the vehicle, getting alkaline, getting the rare trace elements in, practicing forgiveness, practicing being non-attached to what people think. What people think, control, approval, all these things. When we can let go of little situations day by day with the people we're in relationship with, we're going to have an easier time when nature takes this psychedelic fire hose, fire hydrant, literally massive quantities, washes away everything we hold on to for security with identity. Normally, people in this world, they hang on to I have, I do, in order to make sense of I am. Everything they have and everything they do contributes to their collective identity. And when you take away all those things, the sense of identity kind of staggers and struggles, lurching for something to hold on to. And that's what ultimately meditation and purification does, is it gives us a firm grasp on what's left over after you take away all illusion. Everything you have and everything you do, what's left over is our essential nature. So Raw Spirit Festival, Ishwari, these internet sites popping up, Elements for Life, the people that talk to you, bring you to these videos, we're actually seeking and have found many ways that you can actually hold on tight to that extremely core center that can never be severed, can never be taken away, so that when all things are questioned, when identity comes up for washing away, you're still clear and in constant contact with the source of your central being. That's what ultimately 2012 is it's training to reintegrate what seems to be lost but never was, and that's complete sensory awareness, conscious connection with the source of our being. That's really what this is.
Yeah, no, totally agree with that. So what would you say, is there a nutrition that would support this transition on a cellular level with all the brain chemistry and support the nervous system for coping with all that challenge?
That's a great question. Ultimately, it comes down to love, because it's about conductivity, and love is the most conductive emotion. It creates conductivity in the cells, and the opposite of conductivity is resistance. We know in the Buddhist traditions, different traditions, they talk about resistance. If you have psychological resistance, there's going to be resistance in the cell tissue as well, so they're very connected. So it's primarily emotional, mental, but at the same time, we've all been in a state or in a spot where if you stub your toe, you're in pain. That pain is resistance. It's harder in that state to be kind in that moment, maybe with your children or your mate. It's a little bit more difficult to put the spiritual principles into practice when you're in a state of resistance. So, when we know that principle, we're also able to approach nutrition from that knowledge and actually find mineral-dense nutrient substances that have capacity to increase in conductivity at the cellular level, which then again affects our mood, our emotions, our thoughts. And psychologically, we're able to let go of resistance. So what? They thought I looked like a clown. I'm not stuck in resistance over it. They're welcome to their thoughts, and we can actually save our energy. And when we're in our center, we're not wasting energy. We're clear, we're content, we're focused, and we're able to live our gifts into the world. That's what nutrition's all about. Everything we do is like a gift in that direction. It's not a replacement for spirituality, but spirituality leads to principles. And once someone has a spiritual experience, a lot of times this stuff is self-evident. It tells it for itself. But if a person is looking to use nutrition as a way to actually embody their consciousness more, this is a way to do that.